That's a good spot.
Cover going out. Shadows traveling.
One enemy remaining. Now we wait. There.
Be strong, Omen.
Take flight.
Defeated.
One enemy remaining.
Flash!
Got him. Gun here. Now we wait.
Hello. My name is Chris. I will be assisting with the casting for this game. I was a sub for Brooklyn College's B team, and I'm gonna leave the introductions for later because we just have a B hit. But if you two going in, bit of a dual backside, swings out of the smoke. Nope. There's a bit of an ISO in B link. The 2v2 for sight.
One enemy remaining.
Yep, just toying with them. Now it's the Omen, all on his own, cannot accomplish the bonus, but good damage nonetheless. But yes, as I was saying earlier, my name is Chris. I was, at least for part of the season, a sub for Brooklyn College's B team, playing basically just initiator. And yeah, I watched this game way too much, and I figured I might as well try casting out. So hello to everyone here. From the looks of it, we just have a bit of a default from BC. Just trying to find some early map space, TP in the sewer. Dark gets broken day long, and the Vice already got picked out garage by the chamber, just TP'd out. The ISO pushing up C long. Can look for a pretty early duel onto whoever he can find. First shot's a little whiffy, but he gets the kill, and that's bomb down, and he's got plenty of space to work with. Now BC really tied up about where to fight. The Phoenix ends up getting one, the ISO just gets another. The Phoenix has to do a million angles, manages to get one, but the rest of the team is just losing space. Now he's stuck in a 1v3. Yeah. Good damage, but can he really be expected to get 4? It's just hard. But yeah, I did see a bit that I liked that round from both sides. I see the ISO. I see why they decided to take an ISO on this map. You can definitely take a lot of space on a lot of the longer angles like C long, which is where he's posted up yet again pre-round. And from the looks of it, BC is gonna look to just try to slam C, realizing, hey, the chamber sits around B, around garage. Maybe they can just take this.
Breaking them.
Plus, with BC's Neon Phoenix comp, just slamming a site like this shouldn't be the most difficult. Neon gets blinded into back site, and the buggy is on the loose. And the Baruch's ISO gets the pick onto the Phoenix. Jet has to back off. Bomb has been planted this entire time. Neon swings out into the ISO shield, unfortunate. And it just, the post point just falls apart. There's a flawless retake. Yeah, they would be giving the bomb over to Mix. Kind of hard to figure out what exactly went wrong that round, but the site take was clean. Just the post plant. Couldn't quite get that. Another thing I noticed, off topic, I'm gonna save that for a second. There's a timeout here to try to get some extra rounds here. Feeling a little pressured. I think the mix on Haven is honestly quite interesting because most of the time when I watch, even just my friends and higher elo than me play the game, usually I just see Omen and Astra on this map, but not this time. Baruch has a mix, which is I see the vision. The idea is you have your stim for your ISO or your jet, and you get to just fight space a little bit more aggressively, but I don't know. I'm not the biggest believer of this agent, but I definitely see the vision. And from the looks of it, in 5 rounds that have been played so far, it's been working. So I get the feeling BC is going to go for another spread default play. Just try to get some early map space like they did a few rounds ago. Plenty of ults to work with just a Mixel on the other side. Instantly, Phoenix gets picked by the chamber. Another very interesting pick on this map that I very much do like. As ISO is looking to get aggressive garage, instantly finds a pick onto 1, onto 2. But he can't not get the 3rd. So Omen's getting pressured. But no. The defenders are all just swinging. And somehow, Samu is just able to clean up 3. I blinked. My apologies. And that's the ult available in the 1v1. Plenty of space, all the space in the world to the Sova, looking for the backstab. Looking like it's just going to be A, but there's no wall to really play with because it's all the way out by C. 1 Thorns. Not the greatest util. Play off of on your own.
30 seconds left.
After making sure the site is safe, bomb just goes down.
Launching thorns. Thorns are live.
Tell me, how are you going to win this? You can play it anywhere you want, but having the ult is nice, but I don't know if they're gonna rip it or not. Clearing all the angles. Just figuring it's not planted for sewer. I think Sova's got time there. It's just a very nice retake from the Sova. Realizing that the plant wasn't 100% for sewer, and even though the Vice called the fake properly, the shots just weren't there. But yeah, it was a very nice 3K earlier on in that round, and now we're going into a very important round with a lot of ults here. Baruch's economy is through the roof. Meanwhile, BC's not the same. So, if BC can get this round win and get some ults out without having to invest that much themselves, that would be ideal, I would say. But we will see. Chambers posted up by Garage yet again. Gonna look to swing out instantly. Gets a kill, just TPs out. Again, this kind of comp is really good for that defensive aggression. And it's working pretty well. As the smoke goes in and BC starts pushing people towards A long with 2 posted mid. Baruch not really feeling the pressure here. But they're sensing some stuff A, even though Sova has some of sewer, but he's about to get challenged any second now.
Deficient.
Yeah, that's also a bit of a gun diff. If that wasn't a Spectre, things might have been different. Now Sova moving to clear the site. This Chamber is looking to get aggro mid yet again, but the Omen just catches him. And with that, BC cuts noise. Very nice. Baruch now suddenly realizing that their C is open and they don't really have eyes on this Neon and say, oh crap, we need to move. But we still have the Vice A to make sure that site is clear. Baruch realizes that too, and they're just scurrying back and forth through their spawns. The Vice is probably saying, hey, I have A, but do you? Well, from the looks of it, yes. Considering the last 2 defenders are both there and the Vice is very soon to challenge them both. And it's just beautiful.
You can't see
It's another
my face
4.
right now, but just know I'm smiling.
Beautifully played round from BC. What they needed. Didn't invest any ults. Yeah, those kinds of defaults where you're just trying to find map space. It's a little tough into a team like this, when you have an ISO and a chamber just constantly trying to take space and be proactive. Because if you run the wrong way, you're cooked. But otherwise, they don't really hold on to it as much. 5 HP on that Neon. Rather scary. There's a Jet running up sewer, gets the 1-tap on the device, and backs off. That's value. Still plenty of ults in play. Chamber looking to get aggressive again, but the ISO just gets the trade. Now the Phoenix is taking C. It's the ISO. Let's see this. It's just beautiful. The ISO losing his own ult. As C is somewhat clear, but nope. There's a mix that just has all of the space on attacker's side. Now Baruch is sure to realize that A site is where this bomb will be going.
I'm out of here.
Just instantly trying to ult plant. Yep. Deny time.
30 seconds left.
Buy some more time for the jet to walk up.
Spike planted.
Did any of them get hit by that? I didn't even notice. Now the mix ult's getting invested too. It's a little whiffy. And the Sova just cleans it up from hell.
Last player standing.
Wow. Was it 3 ults to that round? I'm pretty sure. Maybe 4 invested. Yeah, I think it was 4 ults invested by Baruch all into that round. And they did win, but it was pretty costly. Everything but a jet ult. BC still has all 5. From the looks of it, they're going to look to just spread out again. But I feel like they have all the tools they need to just pick a site and just go. They just got to figure out where to go first. And from the looks of it, it's going to be mid. Been a lot of fighting mid with these two teams. Not something I notice as much in my own games, at least. And this, we just have a Neon with a Judge just running onto C, just taking all the space. She falls now, but Bomb just gets... Bomb is now going down, and it's just gonna look like a 5-man retake. They don't have any crucial ults because they burned them all in the last round. Jet's just going in with no care in the world. Vice just cleans up from backside. 4v4. BC still all 4 ults. Vice gets another pick onto the mix. Sova goes down. Pushing the chamber away. The other members of Baruch just push in from A link. Omen fake TPs.
One enemy remaining.
Sova doesn't know where to look. And the chamber just gets ran over. Yeah, again, even though it's good that Baruch won that last round, the fact that they had to invest so much means rounds like that are just impossible. And now their economy is looking not fantastic. Meanwhile, BC's economy is now looking very nice. Vice with 12 kills already is incredible. It's gonna look like a 2-3 man walk down mid for BC. The Neon spots it instantly. Goes for a little bit more. The chamber just finds the Omen. That smoke's gone. And there's just kills left and right. More aggression from this Jet. Still can't find very much. Feels like BC has really started to adapt to the Baruch's strategy of trying to find an angle to push out in 1 or 2 places of the map. And now, Baruch with only 2 players alive, one of which not a lot of health. Not to mention they're on the wrong side of the map. BC's realizing there's no noise here, nothing, it's just a free site. And they all decide to go long for the post plant. Figures no smokes in play. Sova only has 1 shock dart, can't really clear too much. Nice is holding on to the op here, jump swatting. Bit of a tap. It's going to be a very difficult post plant to deal with. Yep, it's just a double swing off the flash. Now it's just Ray.
Not here.
All alone.
Not yet.
I don't know how that didn't hit. But yeah, it's just going to be a call to save the op. We are now tied 5-5.
No charges left.
I know there's only 2 rounds left. If anything, I think this would be a decent time for a Baruch timeout.
You won't be serious? You got
Because I feel like now... Yeah, their money still isn't great. Yep, I think I just saw it. Did I, or was it just something? Okay. I'm seeing things. That's my fault. I thought I saw the timeout coming through. I'm seeing something. But yeah, their money is still not fantastic. They can still afford 2 rifles, but from the looks of it, VC's economy is just not going to be a concern for these last 2 rounds. And again, they still have all their ults, and the Phoenix is one away. They don't even have to invest that many into these rounds, because they're just adapting to all the set plays. Again, the ISO, now the mix slightly behind him, gonna look for the backstab.
No more.
Sova finds a pick onto the Neon, a little far from her team. Little whiffy from the ISO, but he still has the good positioning, forcing them to just commit to the site. 3 players to Baruch and spawn. Sova has his ult again. Yep, and the mix just gets the trade. And now he has all the space in short.
Spike down A.
This Vice, man. It's 1v2. Perfectly fine opportunity to go for the ult, but no, they just get shot through the floor. I don't think I've seen that in a
Last
while.
round in the half.
I forgot that's a feature.
Don't be cheap.
But yeah. I know I've been talking about this a lot, but again, Baruch, no ults, 1 away from Chamber, and then 3 away on the mix. BC still has plenty. Still a Vice ult, still an Omen, still a Neon, still the Phoenix ulti, which is incredible to have on this map. I wasn't a very big fan of Phoenix on this map at first, but after watching a lot of pro teams run it, and now BC, I'm convinced. Chamber just TPs away, and again, the ISO just gets picked at the start of the round instantly. Chamber finds another one on top of the center site. As 3 members of BC call to just run through garage. Just go on to C. This Vice is going to have to find that jet. This is going to be a big determining part of the round. And you have your knife out. Can't find it. Phoenix blinded himself. But he's in his ult, so he's still safe. Gets the pick onto the Chamber regardless.
Last player standing.
It's just a crunch. And yeah, that's the round.
No charges.
Just a bit of chaos. Couldn't really... Just couldn't adapt this round. And yep, it is 7-5F.
Smoke's up.
Switching sides.
I get the feeling that Baruch's comp was created in mind of like wanting to go really aggro on the defensive side. So I do wonder how they're gonna play this on attack. Because again, this is a pretty offense heavy comp. You have a Jet and an ISO. It's like the old Fnatic comp with Yoru ISO. The point is you just take a lot of extremities. You have a mix to hopefully fight up a little easier. Chamber as well.
I'm out of here.
But I really did feel like most of their set play was for defense. And BC has a pretty nice comp that like for defense, to be honest.
Go, go, go.
The Phoenix and Neon can just fight whatever they want, and we have 4 people positioned by mid for BC, as 3 members just on Baruch just run along. And they all decide to just leave after making noise because they realize all the players rotated. This Jet just has all the space in the world, but can't find the pick onto the Omen, which is really important. And with that, they say, okay, well, now they have all that space, so we're just going to go back A. So, Vice, first engagement, nope. And first engagement onto the Chamber did not go the way they intended. Now it's a 4v4. And retaking A site is a pain in the ass, to say the least, on this map. Especially with no guns, because pistol round. The shock dart kill onto the Omen. How the hell did that happen? Just like that, 4v3. The mix is just in the smoke. ISO goes for the trade, but it's just clean. Chamber cannot clean up whatever's left. It's just... I know I just said retaking on this map is hard, but like... I guess it's not impossible. And just like that, BC takes the pistol round in the second half. Would have been pretty bad to lose that, considering that would have put them down 8-5. The Chamber already has 3 orbs on him, which is probably not as important as it would be on, say, defense for extremity control, but still pretty big nonetheless. looking like some sheriffs on the side of Baruch.
Go, go, go. Go, go,
The neon. Actually, forget the neon. All of VC is running the same play again. 2 people garage, 2 people B. Just walk down and just spray them down. The Vice gets 3 again.
1 enemy remaining.
And the rest is just, that's it. Another beautiful 4K from this Vice. I don't think a lot of these rounds would have been won otherwise. Just, I mean, yeah, that's just how the eco round works. They don't have guns, just walk down and just clean up, just end it early. Don't give them more time to think about what to do in the actual important round.
Keep up.
Again, same setup with the neon all by itself. A long. A little bit of pressure with the dart. The Vice gets a pick onto the ISO, gets traded immediately. Now B, looking a little bit weaker.
I'm out of here.
We have a Jet pushing up A. Caught a bit of a timing on the neon. This Baruch is slowly creeping up B main. Again, this Jet looking to get a little aggressive onto the A site, try to take this space while their teammates are caught mid, and gets the kill onto the neon, which tells their team, hey, I have this space. They're gonna have to rotate there, creating the question mark towards A. I can just see on the minimap it's forcing the defenders to want to go back there, or at the very least stick together and try to just retake S3. Yeah, with that, Baruch is going to look to just hit C off of this, but most of the defenders aren't very far. Yeah, and the Jet just gets another pick onto the Sova. And only 2 players left. Looking like they're just going to go for it because bonus. Chamber swings out and gets a nice one. And now it's just the Omen all in their lonesome again. Finds the first. Yeah. And that's fine, because that's the bonus.
Nice, but not nice enough to die.
Now's the round where they buy actual weapons, and yeah, they should have pretty decent odds. The Vice is 1 away from the ult. Mix and Chamber on Baruch are both 2 away from theirs. Phoenix of VC is only 2 away as well. I see an Odin in the hands of the ISO. Wonder what he's gonna do with that. But yeah, BC is now changing the setup, having 2 people pushing A. A bit of a Sova dart to help out the neon, while Phoenix getting ready to push out sewer. But no noise. The Vice is saying, hey, they're all garage. And C is looking pretty open. Vice gets a pick onto the chamber. But C has been given up in the process. But that's probably fine, right? They have BC has numbers now. They have both duelists on a bit of a backstab, but the Jet is kind of ready for it. A lot of this comes down to what this Jet can do. I feel like this Jet has only had a Sheriff all game. No, and the Neon is just ready for the push out again. They're just so ready for this. And that just gives them the call to just, yeah, just start retaking, just hit sight. Walls off long. The spam comes through. I see what the Odin was for now. A second with the spam. And Sova gets 2 as well. 1v1, but I don't think this Phoenix has any time. Does get the kill though. Very nice stats. But yeah, a bit of a tough round to lose, but if they want to just save here and just look for the next round, I feel like that's a perfectly fine call. Baruch's ult economy is looking very nice as well. They're close to basically all of theirs, so they could just start cycling them. The Phoenix ulti could be an opportunity to get a lot done here. So again, I wonder how they're gonna play this.
Gotta go. Shocking.
Wow. That's Neon just dies from the judge. Weapon turned against him.
Enemy down.
Bit of a check-in, just ISO just runs into Sova's face. Hey, how's your day going? This Jet has so much space. I hardly even noticed. This Jet is a crazy backstab onto the two A players.
Spike down.
Vice
A.
finds one pick onto the mix. As the Jet finds the Omen and backs off. Jet's about to run into the Vice any second now. Or not. The timing is insane.
Here.
The Vice has to sit in the cubby because these other two players could always just try to swing through window or something. About now they're expecting this C presence. Jet is making sure everything is clear. From the looks of it, it is.
30 seconds
And that
left.
should just be free bomb site. While this Vice swap spawns. Sova gets tagged.
Spike planted.
Another bit of a tough retake because neither of the two players on BC are really close to each other. Bit separated, plus a Stinger isn't the best gun to want to fight this. Not to mention the op is
One
just
enemy remaining.
terrifying. Yeah, and the Vice just gets picked by the Jet. And what can this one Sova do? Try to get as many as he can for eco damage, but there's one behind him, and the Sova jumped at him with the knife. Yeah, it's another round for Baruch White. And that's all 5 ults online for them. Which is not something you want to be seeing right now if you're on BC. Again, that Phoenix ulti is still online, and that can get plenty of value to help clear. What is that flex? I've never seen that in my life. But yeah, you have plenty of opportunities to just use the Phoenix ult and just try to take some space off of that. But if you don't get value off of that, that's going to be really bad. Because this isn't really a round BC can afford to lose, especially if they can't get that many ults out in the process.
There.
Jet just running around a little bit. Vice gets picked up by the ISO ulti. I get the feeling they're good for this considering the other fights, but nope, the Judge is just a fair and balanced weapon. So the ISO just wins his ult. Another Neon fighting backside. Chamber's not looking, but oh no.
One enemy remaining.
The bomb is down, it's
Spike down.
2v1.
C.
The call was just play safe, play together, let the Sova play first. Not play together, they're so separated. Bit whiffy yet again onto this Chamber.
Last player standing.
And he turns it into a 1v1. Fake teleport from the Omen. Here's footsteps. So Omen has ult if they want to invest it. 2 different people shooting at the Chamber and they all just whiff. Bright powder or something. Now the bomb is just going down B.
Spike planted.
Chamber, not the most knowledgeable about where this Omen is, but bit afraid of a flank of bit afraid that the Omen committed TP there. And the Omen just finds the timing and Chamber just isn't looking in the right spot. And yeah, very important round to win, but Baruch only invested 1 of their 5 ults into that, and it's one of their less important ones in my opinion. It would have been incredible to get out like a Sova ulti, but hard to force that. And now we're getting another timeout from BC. I'll try to figure out what they're going to do now. Now that their economy is looking pretty decent. They have plenty of good ults into this round. But that ISO just has another Odin. They might just look to slam a site and just try to play post. Yeah, going back to comps for a second. I really wasn't a huge believer in Phoenix on this map, to be honest, for like the most recent like year or two. But yeah, I've been seeing it a lot more recently by a lot of different people and like a lot of different skill levels. And I'm starting to get convinced because you really do just get to fight everything. It's a similar principle to this ISO, it's just execution's a bit different. And I've seen it be picked up by a lot of like pro teams as well. Hell, I'm pretty sure PaperX runs Phoenix Neon. But only they have a chamber instead of a vice, which I love. I am a very big believer in chamber on this map. And I'm sure that's why Baruch decided they'd pick one up for themselves. It's another 5-man walk mid from Baruch, just looking to just hit B, just clean and fast. This Jet will not buy anything that isn't a Sheriff. I don't really understand it.
Spike planted.
Bit of a set play here from DC, just fighting out both duelists on the flank. Instant contact into the, oh my god. Neon's gonna look to trade the ult, but couldn't find it. Omen gets 2,
One enemy
but
remaining.
the Phoenix behind him just gets picked by the chamber. And speaking of, the chamber is just all on his own because the rest of his team just falls. Very nice double kill out from BC's Omen. Pretty damn important into that round.
Feel no empathy for them.
And now their Vice is 1 away from ult,
Don't ask.
and their economy is looking very good. Baruch still with a mix ulti and the Sova ulti,
Now we wait.
but I'm a little worried about how their economy is. Not to mention, I feel like, again, now that it's been a couple rounds, BC has just adapted to their strategies, and they have plenty of set plays that they're just running back every single time because it's usually working. Again, we have this push out, but the chamber is just there with the op. It's pretty ambitious from the Neon to just swing into that with a judge, but I saw the vision. The Sova decides, yeah, I'm just gonna take this space and sewer and wait for the 2 others of my team. Their economy is good enough to the point where they can try to play this. Again, this is already 2 ults out from Baruch, which is plenty good progress for BC. Now, the Sova just getting held, realizes it's hard. The mix just challenges him and just gets it. Vice swings out, Omen's caught, can't fight. And now he's just gonna look to get his exits. And just can't get any. It's another flawless attack attack round from Baruch.
We got this.
Yeah, if they had another player up on BC, then they could have went for that retake with the Vice ulti. That's one of the few things that can make a retake not miserable. But yeah, even with the Vice ulti, I don't even know if the Vice was, the Vice was alive, but even with the ult, the 3v5 retake isn't something you might want to invest that much into. And it's another just fight A-long. The Jet just finds the opening kill. This Phoenix just takes all the super space. That's what this agent is good for. Chamber just swings through and just gets caught. And yeah, now they've lost a bit of their attacking power. The Jet doesn't have this much. Doesn't have as many resources. Phoenix goes for the swing, but can't really find anything. And now this Vice has a beautiful flank. The first shots are whiffy. Held the ult for a second, considering it, and rips it. But Baruch is just tearing open the site. But this Vice gets 1, gets 2. Mix ulti, dodges. 30 HP in a dream.
I have the spike.
Plenty of time to wrap around into sewer, but yeah, from the looks of it, they're just calling that this mix is just going to go elsewhere. Very nice read. Thinking about
30
if the
seconds
mix in
left.
plant B, so they're going to get the timing wrong for the inevitable C plant. This Vice is going to have to get very lucky. Like if this mix isn't looking in the right spot, because 30 health is not enough to want to do this kind of thing. Now it's all up to this Vice. They've been really good for this in some of the earlier rounds, but again, 30 health. And plenty of time for this mix to just sit and wait. Now time's winding down. Vice is looking to get a little bit more aggressive and just doesn't check the cubby because it's a pretty uncommon spot. Now Baruch White up to match point
Match
on
point.
Haven. Still with a Sova ulti to invest. This Neon with an ult of her own. That melee is really pretty. What's not as pretty is BC's economy here. Just because the Neon has a judge doesn't mean you want the Neon to have a judge here. Just because it's good doesn't mean it couldn't be better. But if they'd so decide, there is an ult available for them. Another dart to feign a bit of A pressure. With 3 people stacked here, they're calling the aggression. Sova just uses the ult for the hit, but the Neon with the judge, yeah, welcome to Valorant 2026. But the Neon's down anyways, because of the Sova ulti in question. 2 people fighting up. The Bucky just perfectly misses the ISO shield, but can't pick him up even after it's broken. Now the mix, doing sight. With that BC, just
Spike
2v3 retake. Paranoia available. Very important piece of util.
Last player standing.
And just looking in the wrong spot, they just can't swing off of each other. And with that
Attackers win.
3k from the Sova, Baruch White takes map 1. Yep. And that's the map. Okay, and we are back for game 2. Lotus, one of my favorite maps. How could you not love this map? We have a solo Teho from Baruch, which I think is very interesting. Because what I noticed in the last map is they took a lot of like aggressive duels. They were trying to take aggressive space. And they're usually not with the help of like initiator util. But now that they have a Teho, they might look to just take those fights anyways because they don't have as much info. And yeah, as soon as I say that, the Neon is just pushing up C mounds, just sitting in the corner with the shorty. As the rest of BC take a rubble. Yeah, and the Viper's just ready for it. This Viper was on Phoenix last map. And yeah, again, I'm a huge fan of Viper Omen on this map as well. And the Sky Teho comp that BC has, again, gives them plenty of info that isn't exactly the same thing on Baruch. Especially once Baruch is on that attack side. But forget about that for now. The ISO just gets 2 into B main. Gets a 3rd. Vice just starts cleaning up. And that's just the pistol round on defense. Baruch white. Yeah, I feel like on defense is when Baruch's comp, yet again, will shine a lot more because they don't have as much information compared to BC's comp. So they can just say, hey, let's just pick this random part of the map and we'll just like have a Neon run in there. We'll just insert somebody here or there. We'll just duel the hell out of this one area. And it works if that area is like rubble, because again, rubble fights are common, which BC is ready for this pressure, but they're just not going to find anything. Because even though a comp like Baruch's really wants to be aggressive, it's not as easy to fight rubble without something like a fade. Something I'm surprised about is the fact that there hasn't been any fade on either of those maps. I feel like Baruch's playstyle would have benefited from a fade on the last map a lot, even though fade is pretty uncommon on Haven. But from the looks of it, we just have 4-man slow walk A rubble from BC. Pretty standard, nothing crazy. That's just Viper. Gotta make sure to clear those corners. But there's already a couple people here from Baruch. And the Cove just finds one through the smoke. Envy classic, holy. And yeah, it's a Bucky on the Teho, just on the other side of the smoke. And Baruch is just winning all these duels. The Cove is just leaving them in the dust. The 3 on the board. And this Viper is just getting pinched and just cannot hold on. 4K from Cove. At 69 health. Beautiful. Now they're entering their bonus round. If Baruch come away with a win from here, that would put them in a crazy good position, but considering 2 Stingers, 2 Judges, and a Vandal, I don't know if that's going to be the case. Again, just defaulting with a couple people around A, Skyblind around Rubble. Just another 1-1-3 setup from BC. A little bit of spam damage taken by the Teho trying to cross over. As 3 members of Baruch are just sitting back on A site, just waiting for BC to go aggro. If this Viper decides to start taking space C mounds, the members of BC can just back up, which they're going to look to do already. With some pretty nice inserts onto both B and C long. Well, B main. There's a B long. But yeah, we have a Skydog going on to B, trying to clear some of the space. Vines go off, forcing BC to wait a little bit. But it's looking like they're just going to open the door. Another blind onto B to fake presence. That Teho drone is going to come through. But the wall just cuts this Viper off from her team. That's going to be a lot of damage just getting out of there. This Neon just slides into a group of people, can't find any value. The Teho lurk gets caught by the ISO, but Baruch's just lost C. Now, Brooklyn College planting a bomb with 3 members alive against Baruch's. 4 members alive against Baruch's 3. I can't count. With both missiles gone, and the Clove just finds a pick onto the Viper through door. Both members of BC just sitting stairs, waiting for the other team to swing into them, hoping they can get the kills.
Enemy remaining.
And the fights are good from the Neon. Now it's just this ISO all on his lonesome. He gets the first, but I don't think he has enough time, and can't find a duel anyways. And Brooklyn College denies the bonus round. Now Baruch can look to buy actual weaponry. Ult economy is looking pretty decent for them, to be honest. Clove 2 away, not too bad. 5 and 1 kills and deaths on both the Clove and the ISO. Very nice if you're a Baruch fan. But yeah, it's gonna be just another 4-man assault onto Rubble, but Baruch is gonna do the same. And now the space is all theirs. Just a couple pieces of util and the space just belongs to them now. Now this Neon's just inserted with the judge. As BC goes for slow walk onto B main. ISO's playing a bit forward. Taking a bit of pressure. So probably just gonna open door and go for the C hit, just like last round. But Baruch doesn't have as many players nearby. Hopefully they remember to trip the wall. They decide to just go elsewhere regardless. The Omen is getting ready for the duel onto A, but the Neon just backs off because they don't have the gun. The Vice just manages to pick off 2 from C through the door opening. The Teho just has to fight. Some people B gets some good damage onto that Clove. But Vice just bragging out. And that's another round for Baruch.
Go, go, go!
We're all gonna ignore that one. But yeah, from the looks of it, it's gonna be just another A Rubble hit. Because welcome to Lotus. That's what you do on this map. Where are we going, guys? Oh, it's A Rubble. Yep. Just gonna be really difficult because the weaponry is quite bad. Baruch's Teho's just gonna double missile them off. Neon stun just to make sure they fully have the space. Now the Teho drones down B. Nothing but a concuss left. Bit of a team flash. Duel is just going on here. Even trades for the most part. Until the Teho just decided, yeah, let's not do that. Just finds 3. Treats the Rubble. This Viper. No armor, just a stinger. The Vice. Looking for the backstab. The Viper's ready for the pressure, but once again, this Teho's attempts to just jump at the other team with a knife. Not gonna work, but the round is still... You wish. The round is still gonna go to Baruch, and that's gonna be BC calling their first time out of the half. Not a lot of their plays have been really working here. It's only been 5 rounds, but again, not the greatest start here. Good ults available for both sides. And plenty of weaponry to get something done. But if I'm BC, I'm looking to just play a bit more spread out here, like they did on that pistol round. Even though they lost it. What was going really well on map 1 was they were just playing pretty spread out and just waiting for aggression to just contain it and not just get closed in on. But here they're just looking to just say, hey, let's pick this area of the map and fight it, which is normally how this map works. But yeah, it's just the same things that were going well for Baruch on map 1 are going well for them yet again, just in a higher amount. So we'll see what the setups look like in just a moment. Yeah, BC's gonna end up deciding, yeah, we're gonna send 3 people mound to try to contain any aggression here and just take this space. Drone barely doesn't go over the wall. Bit of pressure onto a rubble from Baruch as well, as all 5 members of BC regroup by mound, figuring if they can bait out this wall, they can try to just run over the Vice, who's just on our lonesome. Well, at least was in the past, but no, just plenty of ults, plenty of Yuto coming in from Baruch. Way too much happening. Baruch is just winning all of their duels. They invested in ISO, which they won. Omen just has crazy positioning, and he just manages to get 3 somehow. How did he even get there is my question. And he still has paranoia to invest. Really nice smoke to help cross, with the knowledge that the Neon could be there. And this Omen with an ult in 40 seconds can just run somewhere else, just ult to bomb. Which is what I'll decide to do right now. With that, the idea is that's going to draw the Neon all the way towards the other side. Bit of a gamble, because the Neon could have just stayed nearby and waited. Again, now the Neon realizes it was a bluff. Now on their way back. But this Omen still has not planted bomb. And we'll do so now with 9 seconds remaining. Look to sit around the waterfall. Gotta be really careful for the timing. Good damage onto the Neon.
Stealing sight.
Paranoia containing the slide. Even with the slide, I don't think this Neon's really healthy enough to go for that. I think it's a judge in her hand, but now no health on that Neon. Has to go for something.
Cover going out. No.
Oh, and the timing and the smoke is just so unlucky. 6 HP Neon just cleans up. Very good decision to not just make the call to run at the Omen. Ended up winning Baruch the round. They're now up to 5.
Gun here.
With 2 very important ults online. And only a Viper's Pit for BC. Yeah, even without a proper rifle, the Neon could just do so much, but picking up that rifle later on just makes it even better. Gonna be another spread from BC from the looks of it, unless they decide to just stick with their 1-1-3 setup. No, they're just gonna go for the 1-4. Not as much pressure towards A from Baruch, but there is a Neon sitting by door. Hearing all of this noise. Hearing all this util being thrown. It's gonna lead other members of Baruch to want to rotate. At least the Clove. While the Teho and ISO sticking towards B. Vice is just jiggling the main angle from C. Probably gonna catch that Viper. I'm looking at that on the minimap. But the Viper biding her time. Teho and B main doing the same thing. BC has to make a call to go somewhere. And they just duel the Clove, and that's plenty. Now A site opened up a little bit more, weakening the other parts of the map. They make the call, yup. Now that they're probably rotating towards A, B is probably a bit weaker. Yep. ISO manages to get one on the forward line, but gets traded out by the Neon. Teho comes through. Doesn't really find anything. Sky just finds the kill onto... Someone's asleep at the wheel. But yeah, with that, bomb goes down. And now BC, the 3 players in the post plant. But Baruch's Neon just looking to do something, but it just isn't working out this round. Now the Vice ulti invested in the 1v3, and it just isn't enough, and that's a 4K from the Neon of Brooklyn College. Cutting the round deficit from 4 to 3. That's both big ults from Baruch and Vestin. And more on the way from BC. Baruch's economy not looking as good as it has been. But still quite serviceable, I would say. Looking like they're going to stack the B site here. But it's just going to be the same old thing for BC. There's plenty of aggro out from B, from Baruch. I'm not seeing any pressure, deciding to back off instantly, not overstaying their welcome at all. The Viper, who normally works Mound, decided to be a little bit more passive here. There's Omen expecting a bit of pressure towards Rubble. 2 players here, and they find the Omen. I mean, the Omen finds the ISO on the front line. Now this Neon backs off so as to not give anything else, but the Clove tries to take some B space all by herself. Can't find anything. Just gets picked by the Teho.
I've got your trail.
Now, with numbers thinning, the Viper could start working up C a bit more. And Brooklyn College, 40 seconds left. Plenty of time. Still a bunch of resources. Trip C wall. Gonna lead all of Baruch to get this rotate, and this Teho's positioning is just beautiful here. Nobody swings him. The Viper dies on the front line, but it's still 1 player man advantage from BC. And this Neon from Brooklyn College is just on a heater right now. Another 2 kills in the bag, and another round.
I feel the strain. Block it out, Omen.
Yeah, again, all they had to do was just start playing more spread out, and it started working because they were able to contain a lot of this aggression. A lot of individual plays and swings that Baruch White has been going for. Not working super well in these last 2 rounds. Now, their economy is not fantastic yet again. No good ults to speak of. And a coupon for a free post plant in the pockets of BC.
Poison's off.
Very passive from BC at the start of this round, and meanwhile, Rubble's just been taken by Baruch. It's going to look like a very early duel. The Neon just slides in to find the timing off of the drone. Manages to get one, gets traded out, but the Vice made things favorable. And this ISO with the Teho behind him towards A just runs over whoever's containing the Rubble space. And with that, their backlines have been torn apart. BC just get collapsed on. Scores now 6-3. And the Baruch's eco certainly better. Again, Baruch just starts playing towards their strengths a bit more. And you can see right here, the Cove trying to look for, at least maybe think about ideas for set plays. Maybe another Mound fight with the one-way smoke. It does kind of stink that Clove smokes don't last very long, so plays like this aren't as strong as they could be otherwise. But I do see the vision for the Clove here. It's going to be another aggro play Mound from Baruch with other 2 players. The Vice baiting for the Neon to just go for the play, just gets the 1 pump. And the range just isn't good from that duel. Teho evens things out. Realizing that A Rubble's been taken, BC wants to go onto the B site, but this ISO just finds 2 because he's just inserted into a beautiful spot. Now the Vice wall separating the last 2 remaining players. It's going to be a really tough round, especially if they can't find any of these duels. Fake plant, but nobody's looking main. And the timing just barely keeps the Omen alive. The Sky not as fortunate. Now this Omen all on his lonesome. Ult available, but in a 1v3, I don't think he can get anything done. Too much time and not good enough positioning to go for a save. Just gonna look to find these duels, do some damage.
1 enemy
remaining.
3 kills.
And he gets 2 anyways because the Tejo's trying to bait for their clove. And 72 health certainly looked better, certainly looked worse. Fake plant to try to catch this timing on the Vice. Start
10
sticking it
seconds
now.
left.
Has to be ready for this aggro back sight. And just gets the TP off. Miraculously goes on 17. And it just isn't good enough there. But very nice too from that Omen. But still not enough. And the Baruch is up to 7. Guaranteed lead at the half. Very vocal Neon. But
Now we wait.
only vocals that I need to hear right now are Neon ult voice line. Because if I'm Brooklyn College, I need something, and I need it now. And especially considering... Oh, no, they do have money. Yeah, their eco is still decent enough, but... Yeah, they still need to look for some sort of side hit here. They need to look for something. Or else they're just going to keep getting stomped. They can't go too slow, but they can't go too fast. And opening engagement goes the way of Brooklyn College. Let's see Mound. Bit easier of a place to fight. Albeit for slightly lower value. Now the Tejo. For Baruch. Rotates here. Gets plenty of info with that drone. Might convince BC to back off. From the looks of it, they might. 3 players stacked onto C. Then Omen. A Neon just sitting here jump spotting a Rubble. Skydog is too short to see it. But gets the stun onto the Neon. She's trapped. Decides she's gonna stay and just go for the fight. Slides out with the judge. Gets 1, gets 2, gets traded
Spike
after that,
down
but still
A.
crazy value. And that's numbers advantage for Baruch White.
"30 seconds left. Last player
Bit of a nice
standing.
duel going the way of the Tejo, but gets traded instantly, and Omen yet again,
The spike.
all on their own, getting pinched. Goes for the ult play, but just not enough time. And 8 rounds for Baruch.
Last round before the switch.
You look at the rounds, just looks like they just had to take a quick nap, lose a
Now we
couple, like 2 rounds, and say, yeah, we're back.
I'm feeling
And
charitable. Who
They're
needs
back to
something?
just having all their plans just work out.
Launching thorns.
Still, enough ults from PC to get value, but really nice ults on the other side of things as well. A lot of util and aggro going out into Rubble. This Neon is going to look to just swing and take all of his space. Goes a little bit too far, but the duels are still pretty decent. EC comes out a little favored, but the Clove makes things even again. Bug around the corner, more ISO utility. Just a bit of a scrap.
Last player standing.
The Vice feeling a bit left out, but the Tejo just cleans up both anyways. And this Vice, now the last one alive. With a bit of a flank angle. And no Senti util on the side of Brooklyn College to alert of this, but I'm sure they're at the very least skeptical.
Spike planted.
Vice ulti could very much help out here, but it's gonna take quite a lot. Drone comes through. The beautiful timing on the Vice, but just keeps going and just runs right into the Viper's fangs.
Stand your ground.
That's an 8-4 half
Switching
with
sides.
Baruch White at the head. Now we get to see this Omen Viper comp on defense. I am quite worried about Baruch's attack half, to be honest. Considering they don't have that much info util. Sure, you have a Vice, but after the nerfs of a couple months ago, maybe longer, your arc rose doesn't tell you if anyone gets blinded by it anymore. Just gonna be 5-man run down B for them, but they're just gonna get picked off, and that's a 2-person lead for Brooklyn College. Figured they don't have space anywhere else, they might as well just keep going after hearing other players back off. Taking the site, throwing some more util, taking some space, but they just keep getting picked one after the other. Clove's been inserted very deeply, but I don't think they can get up to very much here, and they don't. It's a flawless pistol round from Brooklyn College, which is definitely needed once again if they want to way back into this. But like I said at the start of the last round, again, because the only sources of info from the side of Baruch are a Teho drone and a Vice wall, I get the feeling they're just going to have to commit to all of these fights, and I feel like that's really hard to do into a pretty standard comp like BC's. You've got plenty of stall util with the Teho missiles and most importantly the Viper molly. Not to mention just smokes that you can constantly just put up and down. So they're just going to commit to this A fight. The Teho bit sluggish and spawn still.
There.
But opening duel does go the way of BC. Holding this backside aggression. Neon takes a bit of damage. Clove goes down. No trades to come through. The Vice's beautiful positioning underneath Heaven. Gets one, gets traded promptly thereafter. It's a Neon v Neon duel, and the Neon and Brooklyn College, as it gets 3 kills, they just make the round just that simple. 10 HP.
Spike's dead. You're welcome.
Plenty. The eco's been denied just like that. Like, again, even though Baruch has a comp that allows them to take these really committed fights, because, again, Neon, ISO, Clove, it doesn't really mean that you want to all the time. You don't want to rely on that kind of thing. And considering Brooklyn College's ability to adapt that we saw in Haven, I get the feeling things might go stale a little bit quicker from the side of Baruch. But they did take the first map. So, and it's just going to be a push out a rubble, and they just can't get anything done. They just get mowed down. And this poor Vice trying to hold on to some space. Where'd my team go? And just gets picked off by the Viper. And that's going to be the bonus converted. Which is incredible to say the least to the BC players. Very good way to get themselves back into this game. Find a way back in on this set. And again, you can see they're all just by a rubble, just looking to fight that. But
there.
They have to just commit so much to get all the space. Teho drone comes through. All of rubble, most of A's theirs. As they begin already just hit the site. And they go on. There's no smokes in the Heaven, but the Teho just takes the duel and wins it anyways. This guy tries to blind around the corner, but for some reason, ISO's vulnerable suppresses now. And this guy just can't find the duels onto the players by drop either. Neon finds the timing onto the drone, just cannot get it done. Very, very much an almost play. And this Teho just keeps finding these isolated duels.
One enemy
As
remaining.
this Clove has beautiful positioning and just cleans up. As Baruch stopped the bleeding a bit. Get up to 9. Neon ulti is indeed online for Brooklyn College. Looks like we're just gonna see another A rubble fight. Everybody acts shocked. Welcome to Lotus. Bit of a late smoke, but it's fine because the neon wall does most of the work. And just a spam kill onto the sky, thanks to the Teho. Gap in this heaven smoke that this neon might look to play off of.
Spike planted.
It just gets picked from a devious angle by this ISO.
Go ahead. Stand your ground.
Last player
Teho ulti
standing.
comes through in the 5v2, which I feel like is pretty unnecessary. I feel like I definitely would have rather just saved it, but they still take the round nonetheless. Baruch up to 10. Might regret that Teho ult usage though. But thankfully they do have a Vice ult coming up. One orb from now. And that's going to be another timeout from the side of Brooklyn College. The last one. Something I did indeed notice is they're trying to just stack each, not stack each site, but they're just spreading out like with enough players on each site to where the players that are on those sites either just die in like unfortunate ways, like the sky gets spammed through the smoke at the start of the round on that last one, or the neon just takes a duel onto the people drop to try to catch a timing and just gets her head taken off by the ISO. If anything, they could decide to just try to be aggro somewhere else in the map and try to cut them off like they've been doing, like Baruch was doing to them on the last map, or they just commit to a 5v5 retake. So we'll see what the adaptation is,
I'm
but
feeling charitable.
with a 3-round
Need
deficit
something.
and some more ults coming online for the sake of Baruch, on the side of Baruch, should I say. Again, they have to make something happen. Winning the pistol and the bonus is good and all, but if they can't really convert off of this,
Go, go, go.
then, well, that certainly won't be nice for them. As we're just going to see this A-Rubble fight. But so much util coming through. Just trades left and right. As Rubble now belongs to Baruch. As this Vice catches the timing, just cannot find the shots. Now, even for a little bit, but the Clove cannot find somebody to use to extend their life. BC now with the man advantage. And the enemy spawn. ISO. Better remember to look down.
My ult is ready.
Barely catches him. 38 health left.
It's you and me.
Goes for the ult on whoever's there, but finds nothing. Now it's another ult down the drain for Baruch.
I planted.
Bomb goes down A. But again, this ISO doesn't have that much health. So he's just going to play on his own, just try to get as much time off the timer as he can.
Toxins going up.
One
He's
enemy
going to opt to
remaining.
just go through the main entrance, and they just find the kill into the Teho. The ISO is just too separated to play off of it. Not enough health.
remaining.
Has to go for the aggro play. Gets the first. He just can't find the second. The jump is just there because they just realize he doesn't have enough health.
My ultimate
And
is
with
ready.
enough time left, yep.
Toxins going
Almost
up.
2 seconds left. That's 8 rounds for BC. And 3 ults online for them. And the other 2 in not very long. The neon on the side of Baruch's just gonna look to have another judge. Because wake up, it's 2026. Neon is now the best duelist in the game. And Yoru is non-existent. We're gonna see another rubble fight just like a round or 2 ago.
I'm out of here.
And BC's Neon's just gonna find the
Spike
first one.
down A.
But this Vice just finds 2. And trades all going the way of Baruch. As they just have A site as all the players there fall.
Spike planted.
an op in the hands
Toxin
of this
screen
Viper.
down.
Not gonna do that much in the actual retake, but certainly better than nothing.
Get out of my
Does
way.
find the first pick onto the ISO.
One enemy remaining.
And
Last player standing.
finds a second somehow. I was just flabbergasted. The Vice gets 3 on the side of Baruch. It's all just gonna come down to this duel. And the shorty is just there, and it's a 4K from Baruch's Vice. Asking team to pick up the op. The call is to take it. Baruch up to 11.
I'm out of here.
And again, because BC's adaptation has been, oh, well, we're going to try to fight them where they've been fighting us to try to win out in some of these duels. It just hasn't really been working. So, I don't know. Are they going to call to just take a different part of the map? Are they going to keep going at it? Are they just going to try to play full retake? We'll just have to find out. Everything but the Teho ulti online for them. The Viper Molly comes in through the main choke. Neon just slides through. Finds a bit of damage onto this Viper. Ultimately doesn't go for the extra aggro onto Waterfall. And it's just going to look like 5v5 retake. Or not. The ISO just swings and just gets a kill onto the Viper. Gets a kill onto the Omen. That's man advantage. More ults comes through.
Player standing.
And the Clove just gets 2 with the op. And now it's just the Sky, all on her own with no ammo. 3K for Clove, 12 rounds. Match point for Baruch White. No timeouts left on the side of Brooklyn College. Still, 4 ults, just not the right guns to fully take advantage. Very much not going to be easy for them to find 4 in a row and then have to win from there. But Brooklyn College is going to look, just walk down B for the most part. Cove with an op, gets an opening pick. Gets a second. Brooklyn College is going to look to go for this crunch as this Viper gets 2. But still, in a 1v3, just cannot find it.
Attackers win.
And that's it. So another win for Baruch. They take Lotus. Okay. Wait, am I still on? Okay. Well, yeah, that was the CUNY semifinals for Baruch College White against Brooklyn College Gold. This is our gold team, right? Yeah. Oh, this is our, I forgot. Okay. I'm being stupid. Okay, but a very nice game from both teams. Yeah, the adaptation was there from BC, but it just wasn't enough in either of these maps. And very close, but ultimately Baruch just manages to win out in the end. And yeah, I had fun casting that. I definitely need more water, but yeah, it was fun. Thank you to everyone who did show up for the game. Yeah, I was Chris, sub for one of our Val teams, and I might cast more in the future. Thank you. Please continue checking out streams. I don't know when the next games that we stream are, but yes, definitely do look forward to more from Brooklyn College's teams. And honestly, again, good on Baruch as well. Incredible Valorant played by them. But yeah, thank you everybody. Thank you everybody for showing up. And yeah, have a nice night, everybody.